In this episode, we settle into our new home time, Cagliari, and we are welcomed with a real Italian bang and a taste of what the Mistral is like. And we try to eat typical Sardinian food. We rent a car and do several amazing road trips with sandy beaches, majestic mountains, and bumpy roads. Wow! And we drive to one of the most peculiar historic sites that we have seen. We do big and smaller boat works. Can you guess what Anders is making? The younger generation comes to celebrate Christmas with us, and at the end of this extra long video we share one of the most amazing New Year fireworks I have ever seen. Hope you enjoy the video. Let's summarize what's been written in the logbook before. Our story began in Yarmouth on Isle of Wight, where we bought a Woki 47 pilot saloon. We named her Frida, and Wisby is her home port on Gotland. We are a middle-aged couple that left our business lives to go sailing. We have sailed more than 7,000 nautical miles along the Atlantic coast of Europe, out to the Azores and into the Mediterranean Sea. We will show you our sailing, the boatworks we do, and the destinations we see. Experience wildlife, historic sites, and local cultures together with us. We are not sponsored by anyone, so it helps us a lot if you become a subscriber. A thumbs up or a comment makes us really happy. Big thank you to all of you that watch our videos. We are Anders and Gitte, and this is our cat Litza. Today's episode we begin in Cagliari in Sardinia. On our first walk we heard a speaker, and curious as we are, we follow the sound. And we ended up in the military parade rehearsals.
Carabinieri, bandiera di guerra del Corpo della Guardia di Finanza.
We went to check out where our winter berth is supposed to be. Out here is supposed to be our spot, but they have cleaned everything out for some purpose we not really know. After looking at the parade rehearsal for a while, we continued into the old town with typical Italian narrow streets and small restaurants. On our way back, this building caught Anders' attention especially. It turned out to be the home base for the Italian America's Cup team, Luna Rossa, which happened to be the team Anders is cheering for. And already on that night we got a first feeling for how strong the Mistrals can be on this island. The next day we suddenly got another surprise. After watching the military airshow rehearsal for a little while, from the cockpit we went to find a restaurant with typical Sardinian food. Food was well cooked with rich flavors, and Anders and I got to taste cow stomach for the first time. Today is the day of the real parade. It was a bit tricky to find our way because they have fenced off a lot, probably due to that the Italian president was going to speak and there was lots of people. And now we wait to see what will happen. Really feel there was excitement in there, but the waiting time for the airplane was a bit boring, but of course you can spend the time with selfies and look around. Now we can hear some music. Very exciting. A balloon. Balloon! Wow! Started the parade, I think. Well, we are good placed here at the dock to see the airplanes, but the parade, we missed it. No! Magnus has spotted the planes. That was nice. But that was really cool. You can feel the vibrations from the planes, and it was so loud, and also the smell of the smoke. And now they come again. This concludes the Italian Airforce show, and now it's time for us to return to our boat. Okay, after a little bit of discussion, I just want to give us an Audi, but we insisted that we wanted a T-Roc, so here it is. See if there's any scratches on this one. When we rent a car, we always film it and check around to document all scratches and dents, etc. we can find. First stop, IKEA to buy some typical Swedish food. This is not the big IKEA that I expected. But let's see what I got. On our first exploration trip with the car, we found this amazing beach. I think we don't have any problems to maintain a safe distance. You're completely alone here. Then we continued to Villa Simos and Cabo Carbonara that we passed in the middle of the night on our way here. We were astonished by the bushy green mountainous landscape and cute small villages. Oh, we are at Cabo Carbonara. Yeah, and that's the second lighthouse that we saw. Sorry, it's so windy up here, so you can probably don't hear much of what I'm saying. It was actually so windy that we decided to have our picnic coffee somewhere else more protected. Solpanel! Det här är anledningen till varför jag inte ville ha Audin.
Ja, nej, det här hade inte gått med Audin.
This is the reason why we didn't want to transport our Audi, because we knew we were going to drive on roads like this. We are now down at the beach where it was much less windy. Look at this. Such a lovely place, almost all to ourselves except for the lady with the dogs. I even decided to take a swim. And after that, it was fika time before we continued, and this time we set our goals to the more mountainous part, but first we have to go back the same way we came. Sardinia have many small beaches, spiaggia, and lagoons and towers like this. We slowly made our way towards a village located high up in the mountains via small roads and through a beautiful landscape that both gave us nervous feeling when driving close to an edge of the cliffs and amazing views. We came around the corner there. And there is the road. Yes, this amazing landscape really demanded lots of photo stops. And I will just pan around and let the landscape speak for itself. As we continued, we became more and more curious what will be around the next bend. Bends and curves are worse, and the road was crossing deep ravines and winding through the landscape as a snake. Now we will turn right towards Versailles, and then suddenly there we saw goats. Goats? Versailles is a charming village off the beaten track, situated on an altitude of 700 meters on the eastern slope of Monte di Serpedi. Versailles is said to be derived from the Sardinian word beret, meaning herd of oxes or bulls. And we were here hoping to find something to eat. And we found this place, and despite the promising sign, well, they only serve frozen fast food. One open restaurant for We were a bit disappointed of only getting microwave heated food, but the staff and the regular guests was friendly, so we went back to the car with high spirits. Now we thought we should slowly make our way back towards Cagliari, and we got the idea to take the mountain road over the mountain instead of going back the big road. The road got smaller and smaller, but the landscape was beautiful, passing small vineyards. As we slowly climbed towards the top of the mountain, the small road got bumpier. But we were amazed by the astonishing view, one after the other. From farms with olive fields to wide open views over the valleys. Wow, this is breathtaking. I think it's Cagliari down there. I'm sure it's Cagliari. We think we should turn around, but Anders insists we can continue. And even Anders had to give up, and we are reversing.
I'm not giving up. The car is giving up.
So now we are going down the same way we came, but we simply had to take just one more photo stop, enjoying the view over the Cagliari Bay and the valleys. Way down we met one of the farmers and his dog, probably wondering what we were doing up there. Well, back down on the main road, we quickly came back to Cagliari just in time for sunset. And now we are almost back in the harbor, and it felt good to see our winter marina, Portus Coralis, again. Because we were tired after a long excursion day with the amazing mountain road trip. So resting a little bit, it was time to taste a real Italian pizza. Our first pizza on Sardinia. Time to drive our friends in Tintamara to the airport. And then we will be alone. No, we won't, because there are other people staying on the boat. So now it's time to go into the boat work period. I have opened up because I think it's too warm, and Anders is putting on the backside of our enclosure. And Litza is carefully overseeing the work. And now when the full enclosure is up, we are officially prepared for the winter. Then Anders is checking our mooring lines because there is strong Mistral winds in the forecast. Guess what? We have just had the pleasure of seeing this boat inside. It's a Swan 70 and it's absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful.
It's from 2002, but it looks absolutely brand new. Every part of it.
Yeah, also inside. Really beautiful ship. A little bit bigger. Amazing ship, and very nice guy who owns it and let us see everything. Fun. It's just because I was curious about the ship and I saw it had a Swedish flag, so I said to Anders, let's go over and see if we can see it close. He didn't expect it that we would be invited aboard. Thank you very much. We always enjoy seeing unusual boats, and Swan is like stepping into a legend. Back to our own Frida. And back to boat work. Staying in our winter berth means fixing times for all different kind of issues that we have aboard. Can you guess what Anders is making? Maybe not that easy, but I've seen on one of those boats that they had cup holders on the inside of the lid, and they could just turn it around, and then they had so they could place glasses and cups here without risk from falling and hitting, and then just would turn this lid around and hide them. Things were not in use. But I've not been able to find such a cup holder that is meant to be mounted that way. But I found a regular leash, and this is modified. Cup holder hat. Okay.
So, drop down. This,
Ready?
you put the bottle there and it won't go anywhere.
A bottle or a glass or something. And when you're finished,
You have finished. You do this.
Litza is helping. Litza. Anders has been laying on deck, looking out the mouth with the binoculars to see something, and of course that was really fun, according to Litza. Now the forecasted Mistral has arrived, and we are glad that we are sitting tight in the safe marina, spending our time watching sailing races on YouTube. But we also launched our major boat cleaning project. We are cleaning the boat and buying some plastic boxes so we can sort things out. So we have a major cleaning project going on. And now I am in the aft cabin and have cleaned out everything I had on those two shelves, but not emptied the cabinet yet. And also the things I had in the roof. And this is it. A big pile, and I have to go through everything. It's a major work, and we have been doing it for weeks. But the front end of the boat is finished. Both the heads are finished. So it's the aft cabin and the saloon and the galley. Finally finished with the aft saloon, aft cabin, and our head here. Looks nice. I got a lot more roomy when I got rid of most of the stuff on the shelf. The shelf we built in Lagos. Litza is very curious and wonder where is the sound coming from? I can hear him. So a shout out to SV Cordelia. You managed to confuse our cat. Well, since she can't find Steve, she got distracted by a piece of string instead. And now, several days later, I managed to tidy up and clean the saloon as well. Doesn't it look good? Maybe we should do that again. So now when the boat looks nice and tidy, let me take you on a little boat tour. Welcome to the saloon of Hailing Frida Wisby. There is the galley. Sorry about the washing machine is sounding. Here is the mid cabin. See if we can get some more light, which we use mainly for storage, but also here we have our sleeping place during night passages. This is Litza's head, where she has her litter box and her food and her water. If we go forward, we have more storage, but also a guest berth. Yeah. Yeah, and this is one of Litza's favorite sleeping places. Nav desk. Galley. In the galley we have freezer, a fridge, and a dishwasher. And our aft cabin. Incised diamond-shaped island bed. More storage. And a wonderful head with lots of room. Hope you enjoyed that little walk around, and now when the boat is nice and tidy, it's time for us to hang up our Christmas decorations. And the work is accompanied by one of Anders' favorite winter programs, the Winter Studio, where they show all kinds of winter sports. And before the younger generation arrive, I also want to prepare some Christmas food. This is lusebulla, one of my daughter's favorites. we also got our Christmas lights up, and look how pretty they are. And now it's time for a pause in the Christmas preparations because we have another boat project to do before the kids arrive. Next step, more coffee. Okay, Anders.
Maintaining the caffeine level in the blood is the most important part of any work.
In the boat work, yeah. Maybe I should get a coffee account so we can get some coffee supporters. But we don't have it, so you can keep on watching our content for free without any bad feelings. Why are we doing this change of solar panels?
Because the first solar panels we put on the boat was cheap panels that we bought in Sweden. Knew when I bought them that they weren't like high quality panels, but I thought they would work anyway. And they did for 3 years, more or less. In the beginning they worked perfect. After a year they were a little downgraded, and now, close to 4 years later, 3.5 years later, they give like 10 watts out of the 150 watts that they were supposed to give from the beginning. I think that they have been burned by the sun and by not being good quality panels. So we bought new panels from Renogy, and hopefully they will work better.
We begin with covering up the old panels and cutting the strings up that we have tied them down with. Then I just slide the old panels away. And I get the fun task of unpacking the new panels. Then I just take over and slide the new panels into the right position. The new panels are a little bit bigger than the old one. And what he's doing now is that he is mounting the panels on the roof. And this time we are actually screwing them down. At the moment it's totally fine to not have them covered because they are not connected. Actually, today is the perfect weather for this kind of work. Is it going to work?
I think so.
Now it's time to interrupt the stream for a Litza pause. Next job is a little bit fiddling to get the cable through this small gap into the inside of the string. Anders don't think I can do it with one hand. What was it you said I couldn't do? With the mounting part of the installation project done, it's time for the connecting part. The battery bank and everything that has something to do with solar is located under our bed. What are you doing now?
Verifying that. Last time.
Okay, well, while Anders continued to investigate that problem, I started another Christmas preparation, and that is to set the dough for traditional Swedish Christmas gingerbread. Still going on. This is the family recipe of gingerbread. Now we just have to leave it until tomorrow. I'm making the actual ginger cookers. A little bit of mess to find the space here in the boat, but I'll manage. Here is butt bread. Butt bread is a spiced loaf with malt and spices, contrasted with sweetness from syrup and raisins, and it's a must-have during Christmas. And a cat helper. Time for another Litza break. And according to Litza, this is the cutest pose possible. And now we are picking up another rental car because we want to have a car while the kids are here. And the first thing we do is check for scratches and dents, etc. One dent. So scratch number 1. That is the damages on the car when we picked it up. After picking up the car, we went to do some provisioning, and I'm sorry it's really windy. So sorry about the wind noise. Blowing 30 knots at least. Well, at least we got everything aboard. Now I just have to stow it. That is a fun game of boat Tetris. Let me introduce you to Morgan, my daughter's boyfriend who just flown in from London. And a couple of hours later it was time for the next pickup at the airport. And this time Morgan went with Anders to pick up an Eric. Waiting for Eric and Anna. Their airplane will soon come here and pass us and go in for a landing. Anders and Morgan is out there to watch. And then they are going to the airport to pick them up. Unfortunately, our Christmas decoration has broken in the storm. There it comes. That's nice. In Sweden, it's tradition to celebrate Christmas the 24th. So now it's time for family Christmas. This is not Grandma's Christmas table, but it's what we can do in the boat. Bon appetit. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
She already had her Christmas breakfast. Granny's Christmas table will be at least 10 times as big. Wasn't quick enough, so I didn't capture it. This was Eric is washing the teeth with beer.
Expensive beer. That's the latest.
The latest advice. It was summer full of Christmas food. Anna and I decided to take a walk and look a little bit at Cagliari. The next day we all squeezed into the car to do a road trip. We are on an excursion with our car to Zu Nuraxi, an historical site, where we are going to look at some construction houses that are more than 2,000 years old. And nearby there is a national park with some wild horses. We are on our way to Zu Nuraxi di Barumini, which means the Nuraghe of Barumini, and Nuraghe is a fortified settlement of an early Sardinian civilization. It's located in the central part of the southern end of Sardinia. Unfortunately, we arrived 7 minutes too late because they closed between 12 and 3. And the time was 7 minutes past 12 when we arrived. But we can look from the outside. But it is an amazing place. This is a myriad of different paths. Typically. But a good thing about coming late so that they were actually closed was that they allowed drone flying outside opening hours. While Anders is getting ready, I walked around to take some beer out. The Nuraxi civilization is unique to Sardinia and they flourished between 1800 and 500 BC. You can find similar complexes all over the island, but usually they are smaller and less preserved. Let's go up and see what it looks like. This site was in use until the 3rd century BC, but it was reused as a stronghold during the Punic and Roman periods. See that? Feels a little bit disappointed that we come this far, but on the other hand, by being closed, it's easier for us to fly the drone over it. Looks really cool. From there you can see that the whole complex is built like a labyrinth. Really amazing. And the structures is full of curves and circles. The area of the settlement is still called Barumini today, and it's located in the central south end of Sardinia. The Nuraxi of Barumini is a Nuralic fortress settlement built during the Bronze Age, 15 to 1200 BC. The central tower was originally about 18 to 20 meters high. It's surrounded by 4 corner towers and a strong defense wall, and a large village with about 200 circular stone huts. Archaeologists have found that the huts had different purposes. Some were living quarters, others were storage or workshops. As you can see from the drone footage, it's a huge historic site, about 1.5 hectares. Zu Nuraxi di Barumini is a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1997 because of its outstanding example of the Nuraxi civilization's ingenuity in dry stone architecture and social organization. We can really recommend a visit to this place, but check out the opening hours before you go. I say thanks to ChatGPT for helping me summarize the facts about this amazing site. Let's take a moment to just marvel at the construction and the efforts that these people did. Been a cool place to visit. It would have been cool to walk in that labyrinth. But well, can't get everything. Okay, now we will continue to a natural park where they have wild horses, and there we will have picnic. They are squeezed in at the back seat. We are now driving to Gitte di Gitte Natural Park, which is famous for its wild horses. It's located in Gitte, not far from Zu Nuraxi di Barumini. Yes, this is it. Semi-wild. There's a cow. The park is about 45 square kilometers and situated on 550 to 600 meters above sea level, on a plateau created by a lava flow millions of years ago.
Horses! I saw one there.
The semi-wild horses, Cavallini della Chiara or Chiara ponies, is roaming freely across the plateau and is recognized as a protected species. The population varies naturally between 500 and 600 individuals, and they are just 1.35 meters high and adapted to the rocky terrain. The landscape has many ponds that provide vital fresh water, not just for the horses but also for wild boars and foxes, etc. Just outside the park, we took a photo stop at this beautiful viewpoint where you can really see the agricultural landscape. What a view! It's pretty, isn't it, Eric?
It's really pretty.
In the old days, they preferred to place the villages inland on Sardinia. It was way too dangerous to be near the coast. It's the biker Eric that sees that. After that stop, we continued our journey through small, nice, picturesque villages and amazing, beautiful landscape, with goats, of course, towards the east coast of Sardinia. And another photo stop.
Right there. Look at that tiny thing right there.
I'm crazy.
It looks awesome.
Eric, who loves driving on dirt road on his motorcycle, is amazed by all those tiny little roads. Wow! This is cool! What are we doing? Yeah, amazing! This is a hairpin. After a while, we decided that it was getting late, so we started to drive back towards Cagliari. But Anders and I were glad that we were able to give Anna, Morgan and Eric a little glimpse of the beautiful Sardinian landscape and history, and to share it all with you, our subscribers on YouTube. The next day, Anna and Morgan wanted a little time by themselves, so we took Eric to the beach. After walking along the almost empty beach for a while, we decided to stop and have a coffee.
Det är som sagt mycket sol. Ingen får man bli bländad. Precis.
Litza loves when Eric comes to visit because he's much more willing to play with her than Anders and I usually are. And she even comes to the phone when I talk to him. Next day, Eric and Litza is relaxing and enjoying the sun on the foredeck. She's a cat. She chooses where she wants to be. The darker is warmer. It's a glorious day today. Really fantastic. Not a wind. In that fantastic weather, I just had to grill them. With 2 burger guys aboard, it had to be burgers. Unfortunately, Morgan missed this because she was flying back to London now. But we still had another day with Eric and Anna, so after lunch we took the car for a little road trip to the lake in Cagliari, where there should be flamingos. Anna laughed at the navigation skills because we drove all around the lake to get to it. While Eric maybe is not so impressed by the high security of the area. Are you still 5 years old, Eric? Because you behave just the same way as you did when you were 5.
I wanted to see them better.
Next up, a picnic by Cabo Carbonara. And by the way, the dish carbonara has name from this place. Don't fall down. Picnic! And a pretty view. We are very close to Cabo Carbonara. You can't drive all the way out there because it's military area, but we are far enough so that Anders can fly the drone. When the little pier that we were sitting on got in the shadow, it became a bit chilly, so we decided to go home. The next day we went to the southwestern peninsula near Cagliari, but of course we had to stop for this working dog.
You're working? This is picturesque.
We are searching for a waterfall and a walking trail, but this wasn't it. So we continue by car. And after a few more beautiful landscape views, we think we found it. Let's take a walk.
It's not waiting for us. But it would have been fun. We have this, we don't know why. It seems like the bark is missing on the lower part, and then it comes up here. Looks cool.
If you know why they do this to the trees, please leave a comment down below.
That is a helicopter or another one. They are doing radio station, radio mast maintenance. I think this could be a bit wet. This is maybe the spring we read about, but it's very dry right now. The thread is getting smaller, but it's cozy. This is adventure. Good. We will return, Anders and I. It's getting a bit too difficult to walk.
But Erik and I found a little creek. While they were filming the little creek, Anders and I started to make our way back to the car.
It's really peaceful here.
We all enjoyed the little walk, despite we didn't find the waterfall.
This is steep. Just like a hole straight down. I thought it was a signal from the driver. Okay, this is where we were supposed to go. So let's make a second try. And it's 200 meters, if I interpret the sign correctly.
Oops, my camera battery died, but we didn't find the waterfall, so let's skip directly to the next stop, where I could film a little again because I charged the phone in the car. We are in a small little village in search of a restaurant again.
We are hungry, and we are in a little village, Teolada. We're going to see if we can find a place that is open. They told us at the gas station that this place is open.
The restaurant was open, but the food wasn't rememberable. So I jumped right to New Year's Eve, where Anna and Erik had gone back to Sweden, and I'm preparing a nice prepaire for Anders and I. And we will share the remarkable and most stunning New Year's fireworks I think I have ever seen.
hjärtarna.
Cool. There's fireworks over the city as well, but the building is deciding it, so this is the one we have the prettiest view over. I think we can say thank you to whatever cruise line it is.
They are out on the pier shooting.
Yes, but they're probably shooting for the cruise line. And I think it's paid by the cruise line. That was Grimaldi. This is quite fun.
Wow.
Wow. And this. So pretty. Yeah. There's so much fireworks smoke that it's foggy. Wow. That was something. That's one of the biggest New Year's fireworks I have seen.
Absolutely. We got nothing in Cartagena.
Yeah, except for what the yacht club.
Except for what the yacht club did themselves.
Yeah.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to this.
This.
I think this made up for it.
This made up for it, yeah. Lots of people.
Yeah.
But we are kind of on the front road here, standing
Front seat.
on our foredeck.
And on that amazing note, we say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end.
It smells, yeah. I better go down and check on Litza because I don't think there will be more now.
I think this is it.
In the next episode, we will show you more of Cagliari and Sardinia.